Hello. Hello. My name is Drake, and this is Touching the Edge, and this is the 40-day invitation to genius. Thank you so much for coming back again. I'm really happy to see you today. I'm really happy because I'm in celebration of my own invitation to genius. Your invitation to genius is like having your own child. People may be happy for you when you have a child, but it's nothing like the joy you experience yourself when you have that child. And so genius is like that as well. There's nothing better in life than experiencing the birth of your own relationship to genius. And so for me, this is incredibly important during this time because it's related to how we view success. One of the things I think are most beautiful, and around the world we see this, is the beauty of certain valleys. Valleys all over the world, some of the most beautiful areas of any area is often the valleys in that area. And I just would like to suggest that all that beauty is really created as a result of a huge trauma. Oftentimes glaciers that have moved through that area and torn out that valley. Eventually it ends up becoming the resuscitation, and something beautiful comes out of that. And so to me, that's true for each and every one of us. I think it's important for us to remember that the ego views any kind of failure as death. Think about a young child, maybe a sixth or seventh grade child. When they lose that sense of being popular at school. When they get that note in the middle of the night, and they check out some sort of social media that has them being embarrassed about what's going to happen the next day. The trauma that occurs is like a death, and it can even lead people to really making self-destructive decisions. And so again, I want to suggest to you that the ego sees failure as death. It's important for us to realize that the deep consciousness is the same way. We see the loss of a job, a divorce, or the shift in what happens in a country, a cultural shift in a country, as a form of death. And of course, it is a death in the sense that who we were is no longer going to be able to continue. However, who we are going to become, if we frame it properly, is going to be even more beautiful than who we were. I know for myself, the skill set that I have now came out of a traumatic past. And I think you would find that as well. If you think about the people that you were most impressed by, what are you impressed about? How they have met challenge. So the valley of challenge is actually exactly what we need to find the beauty of who we will become. So let's activate that relationship to genius in this last few days. Remember, this is your day for celebration, not an ecstatic celebration of over-the-top happiness, but a grounded contentment of being on point and on purpose. So thank you for your invitation to genius. Thank you for joining mine. Even though they're not exactly the same, they are connected to each other, and they can support each other in expanding. When you and I are connected, when I access genius, it inspires you to access genius. When you access genius, it inspires me. So thank you for being my inspiration today. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. You were made for this time. I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you because I know that you and I are creating an incredibly beautiful valley. Namaste. Thank you.